And that brings us to the third and the last of these little truths with extreme giving. And I would say this, I would dare say this, that if you forgot everything else that we talked about, do not forget what we're going to talk about right now in this statement. This is something taken to heart that could change your whole Christian walk. It could change the way you understand faith. Extreme giving, we already got to the point, that's what we're talking about, that's necessary. Extreme giving really isn't about giving at all. Whoa, that's weird. Extreme giving really isn't about giving at all. And this becomes very, very important. His whole thing, God's whole thing isn't about how much you give. It's about how much you don't withhold. The whole thing with God is not how much you give. It is how much you don't withhold. Oh, that sounds a lot the same. What are you saying? Well, consider it this way. When you give, you have a choice. You know, at Christmas, there's those of us who like to re-gift, right? Here you go. You kind of choose what you're giving. And we'll play that game with God, too. We'll give what we want, but that's not the same thing. For example, there's a couple of things that come to mind with me, and I'm going to just quickly shoot two stories at you that kind of illustrate this. One was in both talking with pastors, and one pastor, this guy was he was pastoring a professional church, as in it was near a college, a lot of professional people, and ambitious, getting ahead in life, very busy people. And he says, money is no problem in that church. They will donate, they will give money to whatever's a good cause. They will give, no problem. But don't ask for their time. They're busy making money. So they can, in a way, afford to buy a clear conscience. I'm tithing to the extreme. But that is giving not the most precious thing in their life. Time is. I think of another one, I wish I could do it justice, this pastor talking about going to this house, and he was going to meet with, I think, their only daughter. I think it was a daughter, I'm not sure, son. But he goes because she was interested in missions, and she wanted to go someplace, maybe that was kind of, dicey, I don't know. So he's over at the house to talk about this with her and tell her some things that he knows about the mission field. And anyway, the mom gets him to the side in the kitchen or something. And wonderful woman, very dedicated in the church, spiritual lady. She takes him entirely by surprise. Because when they get alone for a moment, she gets right in his face and she said, we'll give the money, we'll do whatever. Don't touch my children. Worried about things that could happen in the mission, but whatever, don't touch my children in regards to sending them in the mission field, that type of thing. There was the most precious thing. For us, it could be something else, but everybody has their Isaac. That's why God said, no, it's not about what you give. It's what are you willing not to withhold? To the very end? To the very end on all of this? Everyone has their Isaac. There is that thing to us that is the most precious thing. And that's what God asked for from Abraham. Okay, Abraham, give me the most precious thing. And it all came down to that. And the most precious thing isn't necessarily, it could be a blessing. Like maybe that lady, I don't know too much of the story, maybe she was one of those people that tried to have a child and for a whole long length of time and finally had a child, kind of like Sarah, and that this child then was the most precious. But it could be a blessing God has given you and you hijack it, really. God gives you the ability or the talent or the whatever, and you say, okay, all right, God, thank you, but don't, this is mine now. So it could be a blessing that you're withholding to give back to God, or it could be a sin. It could be, it's not surprising. Even as pastors, I got a thing through the district office on the problem with internet porn. among pastors. You know, there are people, it's so easy to have a dark fantasy life. Nobody else has to know. You can keep it to yourself. Your secret sin could be something else. Maybe you've been angry at somebody so long it's just comfortable, and that's your secret sin. It's something that you hold real close, and for whatever reason, you just don't want to give it up. You just don't want to give it up. So there it is. And the truth is, God wants to take it from you, not because he's a meanie, but he's seeing some things. One, if it's a good thing or a bad thing, it's a wedge between you, because that thing is more important to you than God. It's a wedge. And in being wedged, it's an obstacle. That means you're walking in your spiritual life and you're going, and then boom, you hit this wall. And there it is. God, I will not withhold anything from you except that. Boom, you just stop. That's as far. There's the wall. We know God will give more. We know that we get more. We know that he provides and all of these things, but it's still really hard to give up what is most precious. Wow, we do it all the time. Anytime something's more important. As you look at it, even take as far as you look at the seats in here today. If everyone who considers Canaan a home church for them was in here, we would be entirely full. And all excuses and great reasons aside, there was something more important than worshiping God this morning. There was something somewhere, for the most part. And the idea is not picking on anyone. That's aside. The point is we miss out. There is the thing. Abraham would have missed out on the destiny set for him if he withheld. God gives more. God provides. That's what it's all about.